Compton crazy mother named Ice Cube. From the gang called Fellers with Attitudes. When I'm called off, I got a soda. Squeeze the trigger and bodies are hauled off. You too, boy, if you're with me. The police are gonna have to come and get me off your ass. That's how I'm going out. For the pulp mothers, they're going out.
It's the Shabby Geek Show with Cy and Shabby. Do you think my title was a bit clickbaity? Because ever since I wrote that title, everyone's like, "Oh no, Shabby, you going?"
Well, I'll save everyone 2 hours. I'll save everyone 2 hours. Shabby's quitting. he's had enough. That's him done.
I'm not quitting at all. But I don't like. It's funny that I don't do clickbaity titles, and I thought. And I wrote it, and I just thought the future. I just want to talk about the lads, and the reason why I'm doing it tonight. Hello, everybody, by the way. Hello, Simon. The reason why I'm doing a thing tonight is because the whole Shabby channel. I just wanted to talk to you about my channel and you know what we've got up to and where we're going and you know the future of it and so forth. And the reason, Si, why I wanted to do it as a live stream is because everyone's built this channel. I've never felt like this was my own kind of thing, you know, like this is my channel and I do it. Everyone's invited Shabbies, aren't they? Do you know what I mean? We've had that many guests on, and obviously ZSR do it every 3 weeks on Shabbies, and we've had, you know, does that make sense what I'm trying to say there?
It does, because like the show I do with you, the Tub Thumpers, it'd be pretty crap if nobody came in. For a start, we've got to have the chat on the show to show stuff off. And if it wasn't for the chat being involved, you know, saying different things, what knowledge would you get? You wouldn't know anything, would you, really? Let's be fair.
No. So let's just see who's here. So Gap's here. Hey, Gap. Kieran's here. Hey, Kieran. The future is bright. I've got to wear shades. Well, I've got to put my glasses on tonight because it's getting worse for me. I'm going to order a big new. I heard Stu say he's got a bigger PC, and I have next to it. Next to mine is my work PC. I've got a big monitor, and I think I'm going to get one of them because my eyes are getting worse and worse. Hi, Oppie. Jono. Good old Ops is here. Yeah, our DTM is here. Well, you had good. That's what I mean. So I apologize. I don't want, you know what I mean. We've got over 40 people here already, so I appreciate that. I apologize. I don't want everyone to think, oh, Shabby's quitting. I just didn't know what else to write. I thought, well, it is the future of it, isn't it? The future of Shabby's channel and
clickbait.
How many people go now like, oh, well, forget it then if he's not leaving. Hi, Des. Quick question: why is Shabby in the picture party? And that's my sexy look, Howard Des. That's my sexy look. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, does it work? Does it work, Des? I'm a sexy one like that. Let's have a look. 10 quid says a third of these conversations I've been talking about that he's coming out. Hi, Keith. Hi, pal. Hit that like button. Yeah, I appreciate that. And we're going to talk about that tonight. And the thing about it is, like I said, it's easy for me inside, and I can talk to Si behind the scenes and say a couple of things. But it's like I've said, you lot have shared the Shabby channel. So I've just hit, Si, 350 videos on my channel. 350.
Yeah.
And I think that's an achievement for me, considering I never wanted to. Well, it's not a case I never wanted to do YouTube. I've got to choose my words carefully, Si, because sometimes I sound like a right hypocrite. Do you know what I mean? I'll say one.
Just see it as like you come into these streams and you do these chats and stuff, and you put your comment across when you're watching people that you like, and then as soon as somebody asks you to come on, I think you either take to it and you like doing it, or you just generally don't. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that those that come on and those that have something to say, at the end of the day, if you didn't, none of the rest of us are watching anything on here. Do you know what I mean? So I always see it that if people like you didn't take the time out to do these sorts of things, in the community sense wise, we're not watching much, are we?
Well, let me start from the beginning for you. And you know, some of these lads that are here, like I said, they've been here since the beginning, so they've heard this story 1,000 times. But that's how it was for me. So as you know, I work from home. And what I do say is, I do what the majority of us do. I think the majority of us, the lads in the chat and me and you, will watch YouTubers, we'll watch certain people where we never comment, they don't know we exist, but you've always watched them. And I was one of those blokes, you know. I'd watch a few people on YouTube whilst I was working, so I'd always have like the podcasts in the background or the videos in the background. And I always like the long format ones, because when I'm working, I'd have to turn it off after about 7 or 8 minutes. I can carry on working and everything else. And I came across about 5 years ago, 2020, these two English lads and one American lads doing it. So there's one I don't want to talk about, but there was Matt at Zero Hunter Toys, and there was Super Awesome Geek Show. So I'm watching these three lads, and I thought, oh, this is good. I enjoy this, and it's the first time really, Si, that I've ever commented on a video. It's the first time I went, oh, you know what, I'm gonna write something and this and that, and so. You know, you get to know a lot of lads through there and so forth. And they offered me to come on. They said, would you like to come on and do this stream? So I said, yeah, no problem, man. You know, and I was wetting myself at the start, because I've never been intimidated. I've never been one of those people to be like shy. I'm not a shy person, but you are a bit. Were you like that, Si, when you first started YouTube? Like, oh,
I did it for 3.5 years. I was just happy staying in the chat and stuff. And then you needed some help on something, and I came on, and then I don't mind doing it. Do you know what I mean? I don't mind coming on and talking and helping people out and stuff. It doesn't really bother me. As far as starting my own off, no chance. Absolute zero.
Well, the reason I'm starting, because like I said, we want to talk about the future and so forth. So I went on this live stream, and I really enjoyed it. And I thought, yeah, this is good. I like talking to the lads. And it's funny because I've said this again thousands of times too. When you have a community like ours, a toy collecting community or pop culture, it can be a lonely thing if you don't meet other people. Do you know what I mean? Because my majority of lads, you know, they see the videos with our Jen in it and they've watched our Jen in it, but she's not interested in stuff like this. That's what made it funny, was the fact that when she made these videos, she couldn't care less about toys or pop culture or anything. Yeah. So I started to do this stream, and I liked it and so forth. And then Tez came along, and so there was 5 of us that were doing it, and it was good at the time, and I enjoyed it. And I think I caught the YouTube bug back then. So I thought, I'm enjoying this, and like I said, as I'm doing these live streams every week, the lads in the chat channel, oh, Shabby, you've got to make your own channel. You've got to make your own channel and all that. So I thought, yeah, I'll give it a go. So about 5 years ago, I think it was June 5 years ago, so it's coming up to nearly 5 years, I decided to start the Shabby Geek channel, and he started to do that. And then at the start, if you watch my first videos, they're still up. If you watch them, oh my God, it's Mark at Shabby Geek, and I say at Shabby Geek because that's my business, Shabby Geek, you see. And it was Mark at this, and I'm doing that. And then our Jen turned around, and I asked our Jen, will you make a couple of videos with me? Will you do a couple of them so you can help me out a bit? And she did, and she was brilliant at the time. So I loved making. I think they're my favorite videos I've done, size the ones that I've done with Jen, like the Olympic video, and then the one where we go to Endo and she's got a sports wide out of this. She was a genius, my wife, at it, just dead natural at it. But I knew there'd come a time where our Jen went, nah, I'm not doing this anymore. And then when Jen started her own business and did really well, I knew then it's over then. And it's the same from a girl's side. When our Suki and Lucy made practically every video that started with. And then when Masters of the Universe came, which again was 2020, our Lucy was only young, she was banging into him and so forth. But it's asking an 18-year-old now, a 14-year-old to make your videos and so forth. Do you see what I mean?
Not doing that. Yeah.
You kind of understand. Where you going? I'm going to Myrtle Beach with my mates. Oh my God, we've got a video on Star Wars to do. They're not really going to turn around, are they? Saying, oh yeah, can't wait.
You take yourself back to that age. Yeah. What would you say? Back.
Exactly. So in a way, I let my girls. You can't really force them to make videos. No, you will be doing it and so forth. So yeah, and then as it's going along, and I'm doing them on my own. This is what I mean. I've got to admit, I've never left a dislike on a video, because I think being on this side of the camera too and making these videos and doing these live streams and so forth, you realize I'm not going to make it out like it's hard work. It's not hard work, but it does take time, Simon, and you've got to set it all up and make sure everything's done and so forth. So while I'm making the videos or whatever, it's not that it got too much for me, RSI. I felt like I wasn't being myself anymore. Do you know what I mean? Because I'll say something funny or I'll do something funny, Si. But then I'll go, no, let's retake that. Let's do that again.
Oh my God, let me tell you, right. I had a channel in 2010 and it was called Obi-Wan Size 75, right? I don't know if it's still up, it might be, I've no idea. And I used to film graffiti around the Fylde area, local artists and all stuff like that. But
Yeah.
honestly, watching me in these videos, hello, this is the new art piece that's gone up in Blackpool. And I just watched him back one day and I went, that's
Yeah.
it. And I took everything off and I decided then and then I am no Bob Monkhouse.
Well, so the last video I made, Si, was vintage tourists. Vintage tourists had sent me a gift and had made a video on it, and that was over a year ago now. And I don't know what it was. I enjoyed that video, but I think I put so much editing and so much music in it. And it takes, at the time, you all remember in the chat, my internet, what is that wasn't exactly NASA. Do you know what I mean? It was garbage. Honestly, a video would take about 2 days to load out. I mean, you remember how pixelated it looked and how bad it all was. And I just felt back then, you know, and then I just thought to myself, I think it got like 150 views, which is, listen, it's not an issue to me. I'm not a big YouTuber. I'm not. This is what I meant by being hypocritical. I don't want it to sound like he's only got that much. I don't mean it like that. I just thought the amount of work that goes into it and me doing it on my own. And I just thought, I'd rather do this. I'd rather, you know, we built a community together. And I think, Simon, doing the ZSRs and the live streams back then, we would do like a surprise live stream here and there. That was more me on this. That was more me doing this sort of thing. You know what I mean? I felt more myself and having a good laugh and a joke, being live and being on live stream. And I'm a person, Si, the same as you, that feeds off people. Do you know what I mean by that, Si?
I know exactly what you're on about. It's like I said before about when I used to do mine back in the day. Sometimes it's just not for you. But again, like coming on lives and talking to people that I've known now coming up 6 years, it's a bit of a different circumstance altogether than having to run your own channel and getting it out there. And I mean,
it is,
how these do it, fantastic. You know, every credit to them, because if they didn't do it, again, we've got nothing to watch or be a community about. So I'm really happy for the boys that do it. But again, I think you understand after a while what's for you, if you like me. What's for you in this?
Well, this is the way I worked it out. So I'll give you an example. I'll tell you some behind the scenes kind of things. When we left the Pala Boys, me, Matt, and Tez, and we said we'll set up our own thing. We'll get guests on. We'll get this done. The idea from the very start of ZSR, the idea from the start of it was, let's make it like we're all together. That's why when you see a ZSR logo site, it says we are all ZSR. And me, Matt, and Tez generally mean that. It's like, I think we acknowledged back then that to do a live stream, we use the term live stream. This is just my opinion. I'm not talking, like I said, all I'm doing tonight is talking about Shabby's channel and what I think. I've always been under that impression. There's no reason to do a live stream if you're not interacting. I don't understand why you do a live stream then. Unless you're a massive YouTuber, which I completely understand, and there's 400 or 500 people in the chat. But when you're like me, like for example, now there's nearly 60 people in this chat now. That gives you an opportunity to talk to everybody. That gives you and I've always had that thing, me, and in 350 videos, I can hold my head up high. I feel proud of what I've done over the simple reason I've included everybody. Everybody's welcome at Shabby's. I mean, you've seen it on Tub Thumpers, you've seen it in ZSR. You know, we'll get people that don't have YouTube channels on, and even if they do, they're not big, or that doesn't mean anything to us. It was just building up a community and building it up. And I always wanted my channel to be a place where everyone feels welcome. And then when you build up a channel, the lads that we've got, say, in the chat, and you know, it makes me proud because you know if there's a new name in or someone's just come in or somebody like that, everyone's welcoming. Do you know what I mean, Simon? Everyone's like, oh yeah, welcome. It's a I don't want to sound soft. It's a welcoming place, and that's what I've prided myself on. So going on from there, and then we started Tub Thumpers. So if you want to talk about Tub Thumpers a minute, so I'll just get on with this chat.
We're just Tub Thumpers. We're just born out of going in the loft, wasn't it? Really, it was born out, and it sort of hit us both that we all have this. Every one of us has this. We have these great collections out. They all cost everybody a fortune. They all look beautiful and all lit up. But there's also that little box we've got, that little dossy box, just full of crap we've just kept for years. Nobody knows why we keep it. We just keep it. Do you know what I mean? And I've seen some amazing stuff on the Tub Thumpers through that. Do you know what I mean? Some amazing stuff.
I just find it was just a simple thing, wasn't it, that we turned into something. So Vintage says here the channel's future is Shabby wants to go solo, so he's firing Si live tonight. He's never liked the Madgewell Si, you know. Oh, I've got to admit though, we'll talk about Tub Thumpers and stuff for a minute. That magic, it's one of my favourite things. At the end is the way it's like two-sided Si. You get the people that love it, and you get the people that absolutely hate it. Do you know what I mean? Oh, it's the funniest thing ever. So, you know, nobody would watch Tub Thumpers if it wasn't for magic. But this again, I mean,
well, I'll give you a little bit of an exclusive.
Yeah, go on. Yeah.
Wednesday night Tub Thumpers magic is that big of a trick. It's been pre-recorded, and also there's a special superhero guest involved. So
A special superhero.
we'll go out in a big way,
Yeah.
big way when it comes to the last show. I wouldn't miss it.
Well, and this is the thing. I've got to admit, we're one of 60 people in the chat, and this is why I wanted to share what I'm going to say, tonight with you guys, because there isn't a Shabby Geek channel without you lot, and it sounds dead cheesy, sound dead cliche, but it's the only way I can explain it. I was born through the. I was born through this chat. I was born through the chat though, side. That's how the Shabby Geek thing came around. You know what I mean? Without me turning around, and I think there's a few YouTubers, which I won't say any names. There's a few YouTubers in the chat tonight that do the streams and do all that, or do extra podcasts, or do things. If it's not for people saying, "Oh, I'd love to come on," or "Oh, yeah, this would be awesome," or "Yeah, I'll help you out," none of us would have got anywhere. Do you know what I mean? That's why I'll always say yes to everybody.
And I think your story is me, it's Jono, it's Connor, it's Lacious Rum, it's Martin. I think it's everybody. I think the same stories that you start off coming in, like-minded people, you join the chat, you start chatting away, you get invited on, you think you can do a good job doing your own, you set it all up and get it going. And I think that's the way that it's mostly is born out, you know, those that show an interest really and, you know, want to be involved in something. Because the truth is, I'm not blowing smoke up anyone's arse. You know, these past 5 years has given me a great summer social life, meeting up with all these people and going to all these different places. I wasn't one for toy fairs, conventions and stuff, but art and things like that, Comic-Con, not toy fairs and stuff. And, you know, meeting up with these people now, and it's already, before you know it, we're there again this Friday. It all starts again. That's what I love about all this. You know, we've got a great life. We can look forward to stuff. Do you know what I mean?
I think it's for me and you as well. We've had a good upbringing, because I don't get intimidated by people. I never have. It doesn't matter who are me. You know what I mean? I put everyone on an equal term myself. I'll speak to, you know, poor people the same way as I speak to rich people. Everyone breathes the same air to me. That's the way I've always worked things out. And so when people come here, and I think that's why in a way people have kind of stayed with ZSR, and then obviously we'll talk about Stews and everybody else, and Bazzies and the Culture Cast. I think people stayed because the way we've all supported each other, and that's important. So when you talk about the conventions, it feels like we've all done a job, if you will. Do you know what I mean? Because it feels like when you've got these people on and you've had a laugh and a joke, and you know, to me, that I always wanted to make people laugh on social medias. As you all know, I've got an autistic child, and it gets hard work. I having 4 kids, and then obviously your businesses, and obviously your bills and things like that. So I always wanted to have the thing, Simon, that when I came onto social media, either behind the scenes or on the scenes, I always wanted to put a smile on somebody's face. You know, that's why.
When's that going to start?
Very good, Si. Very good. That's why the Shabby Dance Friday started, Si. And then some of my videos where I got the community all dancing together, or we went to Endo and I did the Olympic video on my shorts pull, or dressing up as Capstan Shabster. See, but that's the thing. You see, I always wanted that thing where, if people are laughing and joking, I've done my job. Do you know what I mean? That's the way I've always wanted it to feel, you know, because you get some people, you know, and I think some people as well, they need a good couple of hours, don't they? They need to have a good time for a couple of hours and feel like they're part of something and so forth. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yeah. I've come across, and I'm not saying any names and I'm not saying any cultures, but I've come across quite a few lonely people in these past 5 years. They don't really have the same sort of door swinging that we have in our houses, and the noises in our houses, and the very quiet ones people are getting. And I think if we're on here and they feel like we're all mates and they can come on and have a good chat and stuff, That's all it's about for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nobody has to be on their own in this community. If you don't, I'm here for anybody. Whether you like me or not, who gives a shit? Just give us a ring if you get a bit lonely. Do you know what I mean?
That's the way I've always worked it out, and I think we've proved it as well behind the scenes, where we'll build up something behind the scenes. Or if you meet me, it's like I've had so many people that meet me, oh, Shabby, exactly the same as you on the screen, and that's what I really wanted, Simon. I didn't want to put on this persona. Do you know what I mean? And then when you meet me, I'm a completely different person. But I think that's why I stopped doing the video side, went straight into the live streams, is because I was starting to think that myself. My comedy comes from people like yourself and people in the chat. You'll say something and I'm quick-witted enough to bring that on and so forth. So when I'm doing my actual videos, and the thing is well about the videos, I never really felt, without my wife or my kids in my videos, I never felt comfortable doing it on my own. I never thought, I'm big enough and man enough to say I thought I was shit at it, to be honest. Do you know what I mean? Because it takes something to pull out a toil, to pull out a thing and articulate yourself enough to, because my problem is when I was making those videos, I was always rushing. I was like, I had to rush to get it done. And then you're looking at the time, oh, hang on a minute. I only wanted to make an 8-minute video and it's into 15 minutes and that kind of thing. Do you see what I mean? Yeah. So it just got to a point with me where I just thought, this ain't fun anymore, making the videos. It's not. So I explained at the time, and obviously on my Patreon, I wrote to the patrons at the time and said, listen, this is what I'm going to put my effort into now is the live streaming, and I think it's done really. I think the live streams have done really, really well. The issue, though, Si, and this is where I'm going to sound a bit hypocritical, because all of you have heard me say thousands of times, I'm not interested in views and subs and so forth. Views, I can give or take. Chris Mira, like I said, I've said this millions of times, has turned around to me once and said, make your videos or your live streams for the people that watch it, not for the people that don't. And you think, oh, all right, fair enough. My issue is, Si, I don't go up in subs in about a year. I've always stayed roughly the same. Always. It's funny because
that's why we're going to rectify that. That's why it's going to be rectified on this evening on.
Should we start saying community or start calling ourselves a gang? We can call ourselves a gang. Artes. That was the thing for me, those sides, because it's like, you've got to see it from my point of view. I'm more than proud of everyone beating me. I'm more than proud of everyone taking off and doing well and all that. It's not a case of that, but it's a case of, I'm lucky if I get 1 or 2 subs every 6 months. Every 6 months, it's like I've been on 966 or 965. It's just gone down again. I lost another sub to 965 for about 8 months now, and it's just weird. It's and I'm just wondering. This is why I want to have this chat with everybody tonight. It's because you get advice, and people say to you, especially higher up YouTube, say, "Oh, Shabby, you need to do this and you need to do that." And don't get me wrong, it's not. This is what I mean by the future. It's not going to put me off. It's not like I'm saying tonight, well, if I don't go, I'm going to. I'm not one of those blokes. I enjoy doing this. I think, but it's just funny how I don't grow, Si. I don't grow at all. Do you know what I mean? Because usually, you'd say, oh, well, if I got 1 or 2 every week or whatever, or if I got 3 or 4 every month or whatever, then I'd be happy with that. But to stay exactly the same for over a year, when everyone around me is growing and getting more subs and getting more, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And so I watched a couple of things on YouTube, Si. And I watched a couple of people turn around and say, well, you need to just focus on a certain thing. Well, I do. It's not as if I do a live stream, then I do a video, then I do a short, then I stuck primarily to live streams. I thought the algorithm will find it at like this. It was over the simple reason this is the only thing I'm doing on YouTube. So I don't know where I've got to admit, I don't know where I'm going wrong. Do you know what I mean?
I've just seen a chat in here, Centaurian Days. He's just put there, is it the lack of shorts that you don't do? And because I remember you put an Instagram post on and it went stupid. And I was like, that's just a little silly song and dance. Maybe Centurion's got a point there. Maybe it is about you putting shorts about or doing little more streams, and I don't know. You see, the thing is, you can't on one hand say, I'm giving up all the rest but streaming, and on the other hand say, why am I not picking up many subs at the moment? maybe it's because your channel's not like sort of active for. I don't know. I'm a
Well,
bit
that's the
baffled
thing
by
I
it.
don't know, and I understand what people are saying about the advice and so forth. But what that does, though, to me, and it puts you in a position where you're going to do stuff you don't want to do. You know, because you sit there and you think to yourself, well, should I go back to videos? And you think, well, not really. And then, like shorts, I've never had an inkling in shorts. I like doing the shorts on Instagram. And it's funny because I'll do the laughing and singing and dancing and so forth on Instagram. And then that takes off. Instagram does all right. I got one video site, like you said, about a year ago, that got 185,000 views. I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow. And some of them got 10,000.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, someone get this. I'm just asking if anyone in the chat knows, you know, because I'm not a YouTuber that checks things like algorithms, and I don't check things like analytics, and I don't check things like, because this is what I mean by trying my hardest not to be a bit critical. I never came into this to be big. I never came into this to go, wow. But you are taking time out of your lives. You know, you are doing a Wednesday, you are doing a Friday, and you're doing a Monday like I do, doing extra streams. And so I think what all YouTubers are looking for, and if they don't say they are, I think they're lying in a way. You are looking for a bit more of an acknowledgement. You are looking for because we wouldn't be doing this, would we? Do you see what I mean? I mean, the views, like I said, or whatever, I'm quite lucky because for a guy that's under 1,000 subs to have 60 people in a chat now, roughly 70 people on a Tub Thumper, how many people in on a Zero? So I'm very, very lucky. So I don't want it to come across like I'm like I'm moaning.
No, I agree with you. Within it, like coming up to a year, you would start thinking, hang on a minute, I've not even gained 4 or 5 or 6. You would, in a sense. But that's why we've got something coming up, which I think the chat will be interested in. And I think we can sort of get rectified to get to at least that 1,000 subs.
Yeah, I think so. So I'll show that in a minute. So I'm just going to get down here a little bit. Are you not going to do YouTube anymore because you're old and your fingers can't move? Oh, this is what I mean. Good day, Mike. Hiya, pal. Good morning. Everybody's here. You see, this is what I mean. You know, you put up a thing, and if everyone's free and available, we'll all support each other and so forth. And I love that. NASA, Shabby can't, was it? Funny because I used 350 and lost steam for it as well. It's not a case of, it's like I say, and I just want everyone to know it. We've all gone through this that make YouTube, all of us. You all make your videos, and no matter how big or how small you are on YouTube, and you look for that thing, don't you? You look for, oh well, I wonder if it grows a little bit. I wonder if it does a little bit. And I think you find your niche, don't you, Simon? Do you know what I mean? It's like if I said to you,
if I didn't enjoy the Tub Thumpers, I wouldn't do it. And I'm one of them ones that, and it's not Mark, I'll take the chat now, another exclusive. It's always me that says, we'll do 8 or 9, then we'll stop it for a while. Because I don't really like holding myself to this. You know what I mean? Especially when I've got the work on that I have. Yeah. I don't really like saying every week I've got to do this without fail on this day. It's something that I just can't live by. But generally, if I didn't enjoy it, and I didn't enjoy the company, and I didn't enjoy the chat, what we talk about, especially the guests we have on, yeah. Do you know what I mean? I love doing the Tub Thumpers. I think it's a great 2 hours. As far as anything else is concerned, no. I'm just it's just I don't know. I see a lot of you YouTubers going through a lot of stress sometimes with all this. And I think it's stress I don't really need. You know what I mean?
It does make you feel though, I've got to admit. And interacting with chat is one of the prime reasons people, well, I'll always do it, Send. And thanks for you for joining in. We've got 65 people in the chat now, and I really appreciate it.
Yeah, he's just said it's Chris Smith's son. He's just said it's Chris's lad. And I wonder if you're the gamer. You're the one that has the really successful gaming channel. Is that the? I think I've got that right.
Well, that's the way we've always done it. It's like I said, you know, I've always maintained the fact that if I'm going to do a live stream, I wanted to do it live. But in a way, it's funny you just said then we get guests on, you know, on ZSR, and we get guests on Tub Thumpers. If you think about it, every time we're live, we have hundreds of guests on because everybody's involved. You know what I mean? And that brings out the shabby. This is why, like I said, I wanted to do it with everybody tonight and talk to everybody here, because everyone in the chat that comes and supports these things, it's like, I'll give an example. Doesn't matter what live stream you watch, Salsai. If there's something funny in it, I would say 90% of the time it includes the chat. The chat have done something, has said something, and it comes across to the actual, you know, who the people that are on the screen. Do you see what I mean? So I've just always enjoyed it, like I said. I mean, and long may it continue. So when I'm talking about the future, just going into that for a minute, that's what I'm ending up doing. I'm going to What Shabby done? I haven't done anything. I'm just having a chat to the boys. I
We'll just say
wanna,
congratulations to Brian as well.
yeah,
Got
we
married
do.
over the weekend. Yeah, so
Yeah.
all the best there, Brian. Shame
Congratulations.
for the missy, stuck with you now for the rest of her life. But,
Well, yeah,
can't have it all, I suppose. Can you?
married up. So he says, I have to admit, it's hard to do a live stream when there's only one person who's watching to yourself. It really zaps your confidence at time. I don't look at it at that. What I look at it, when we started ZSR or when we started the Pally Boys, there was only 5, 6 people in there. And I think the only thing I would do for that is I would take the time then to perfect what you're doing. Do you see what I mean, Simon? So in other words, when you've only got a few people in there, instead of getting despondent about there's not many people in the chat, perfect your craft, and then every week you just get bigger and strong. Look at the Tub Thumpers side. Look at number 1 Tub Thumpers to the one we've just done. In a way, it's a completely different show. You add stuff. You come behind the scenes and say to yourself, "Well, what else can we do to make your guests feel, important, or your guests to feel entertaining?" And we came up with things like the gallery, and now we're doing the 20 questions, and we're doing the music at the start. Do you know what I mean? And so that's how I look at it. So in other words, when we did these streams and there's only a couple of people in there, I never got, "Oh, Simon, we're not doing it anymore," or "Matt and Tez, we're not doing it," because there's only 5.
I've never experienced that. I walked straight into the Tub Thumpers with an audience already. So I've never experienced the going through 4 or 5 views or anything like that. It just didn't happen.
Tell us about Holy Chance. Hi, Carol. I concur. You're always very engaging. And that's the way I've wanted to be. I always have this term in me, Carol, where I've turned around and said, if this all ends now, I can hold my head up high. Whether people like me or not, I know there's people out there that probably think I'm a proper bellend. Do you know what I mean? But I've always enjoyed it. And I can hold my head up high because, out of the 350 videos I've made, hence why 350 is in the title, I'm proud of every one of them. I mean, some of them are bad, some of them are good. It's the same as streams, though. I mean, when you get to what me, Matt, and Tez have done, Si, and if you think about it, if you add on all the extras we've done and Christmas streams and extra streams, and we've done about 200 ZSRs. Some of them are great, some of them are bad, but you enjoy them all. You get to a point where, yeah, this is awesome, and you can hold your head up high because I think it shows like ZSR and Tub Thumpers that have brought everybody together. Do you see what I mean? Especially when especially you English lot, when you go to your conventions and you all meet each other. Do you feel that side? Do you feel more connected to somebody because you've met them through, on live streams? So when you meet them in real life,
that's one thing it definitely does. When you meet people for the first time, it's only physical because actually you spend every day of the week talking to them. Yeah. So it's only like physical that you're meeting them. So you don't ever feel that awkwardness, I don't think.
He's got to fire Shabby because he's had his own magic channel. Yeah.
That's right. I've become too big for this channel, Carol. The magic's become too powerful.
I tell you what, though, we talked about it before, but it does make me laugh when everyone goes, "That's not how you do it." I know how you did that. How did you do it?
Super awesome. Made me laugh the other night. He said that Geeks John phoned him up and said, "John, you sound like serious about this magic and stuff." John went, "No, he's just pissing about." It is messing about.
I'll show you. There it is. Look, loads of hair, loads. Look.
God, what are you doing with that? You look like Kevin Sullivan of Great Britain News.
Not died. Don't listen to TJC or Matt. It's not died. Here we go. Lord Mavaldi spent 20 minutes tonight picking up figures off on a shelf. Got loads of them packed up in tight, and one fell over. Should have seen the domino effects. Happens over there to me. Bloody nightmare. Let's have a look. Donald said, "I was honest when Shabby Geek said, don't be honest, mate. I'll help anybody out." And because me and Si were talking about this behind the scenes, if everyone said no to each other at the start, none of us would be here. Do you know what I mean? If Stu was doing his My Collecting Life or Shabby was doing his extra streams and so forth, "Oh, do you want to come on?" Nah. You'd be a bit like, well, it's a bit disheartening. Luckily, because you ask the people, if some people turn around and say, "Oh, I can't do it, Shabs, because of this," and you completely understand. Real life comes way ahead before. But I think that comment right there is why we're all so special to each other and why we've all bonded and stayed together and so forth, is over the fact that we do help each other out. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't see why you wouldn't, and saying things like little channel and all my live little episode means nothing to me. It doesn't matter if you were a YouTuber with 500,000 subs. I like helping everybody. I really do. It's true though. I myself do record, edit, and put YouTube videos through the live stream. You create a community with what you do in the community. We create was when we turn from a shared love, and that's the way I've worked it out, and that's why I love doing it, because I've got to admit, and I feel, just my opinion, I feel very, very blessed. I do. I think that's why I enjoy doing it every week, and it's funny because I won't monetize my channel because YouTube hates Shabby Geek, hates him because, as you know, when you watch a Tub Thumpers, you watch a CSR, I'll do everything. I'll put music in it I'm not supposed to. I'll show things I'm not supposed to, but it's worth it to me. You know, when you play Careless Whisper behind Des, or you play Ice Cube behind VTR or something, you'll get that message afterwards and it'll say, oh, you can't do that. You won't be able to. So that's why I didn't monetize my channel. Because I didn't want to change what I was doing. I didn't want to turn around to guests, for example, or people like our Sai, and say things like, oh, you can't say that. Oh, no, you can't do that because of me. Or I can't play this because... And the thing is about it, I just thought, I never came into this for the monetization anyway. That's not what I'm talking about. And the nicest thing is, I've got an amazing Patreon. I mean, every part of that Patreon money helps with me making these live streams. Like the new computer I've got, the new microphone I got, the new camera I got, all came from Patreon. And what that does is, for example, StreamYard now is $45 a month. Our side pays for half of it. So Sai's Patreon pays for half the StreamYard. That's why. Well, that's why I keep doing it. You know, so unless YouTube proper bollock me, they say no, you can't do that anymore, I'll carry on doing it the way I'm doing it. It's just worth it to me. You know, I like having a laugh and a joke and playing this silly music. And some of them have been playing some of these memes. They just have me in stitches. You know, it's your pictures though, because I've got to give Sai the credit for it. Sai will send me a picture and I'll just think of a bit of music. I mean, how did we come up with Careless Whisper for Des?
I don't know. Yeah, it started off when we put him in that face outfit, remember, next to that jukebox. And I think you just, that's it now. You've got a flavour, like, well, obviously, you've got a flavour with Des and George Michael are both very smooth back in the day, weren't they? So I think that's just what happened. We put him in that faith picture and George Michael just stuck with him.
Bring back Shabby Dance. They'll never go away. I love doing them. But I was always like that as a kid. So, you know, remember school discos where you'd have your girls on one side, your boys. I was always in the middle. I didn't care. And I suppose that's where my love for Shabby Dance Fridays come from. But that was awesome at the start, Shabby Dance, because you'd put one up on Twitter, Simon, and everybody would join in. So everyone would make a Shabby Dance Friday video and stick it on that one. So you'd have like 10 or 11 people all doing Shabby Dance Fridays. Obviously, the novelty wore off. But if you go on my But if you go to my Instagram page, you'll see loads of Shabby Dance Friday videos and me pretending to be, you know, dancing with Woody from Toy Story or pretending to be Freddie Mercury. I've always had that. I love doing Shabby Dance Friday. But you never know. That's the way I work it out. You never know. Shabby Dance Friday could make one tomorrow, could make one next month. You never know.
You don't have to.
I'm here for everybody too, except for Chiefos. But you are right though. I mean, I think that's why the chat goes the way it does, and I think that's why so many people stay. Because even if you know you're enjoying and listening to the people on screen, our side, everyone's having a chat in there anyway. Everyone's talking with each other, and because this isn't a new thing, is it? Majority of us have been doing this for years.
Honestly, that's one of the funniest things. I mean, some of the funniest nights you can get out of streaming is them chats. And not to be facetious, but many of the night I've been on ZSR and it's been that crap. The best thing about it has been the chat. The chat's been hilarious all night. So sometimes you can get that, can't you? You can get really funny chat night if you'll have me. But again, I suppose that's all the community thing. That's everybody throwing in. That's your George Akins. That's your people that don't come on, like, you know what I mean? But they're really funny. Your Kieran Bowles and stuff. They don't come on.
This is my point.
They add to it.
This is what I've stuck to, saying I will stick with all the way through my YouTube career, if you will, is making everybody feel welcome. Simply the fact that people like Kieran and George and Des and everybody else that have channels means absolutely nothing to me. What it means to me is that the part of this, our Des, you gotta love our Des, man. You know what I mean? He's brilliant. And if it wasn't for people like ourselves getting Des on and Stu getting Des on and the ZSR lads, and you'd never know what sort of bloke Des was.
At the end of the day, I look at Des and I look at Delvian and I look at Jono and I look at people like that now now you're starting to see him online and on shows and stuff. It was only me. It took me 3.5 years to do any of it. It was only me in the beginning. Once you go on and you feel like, hang on, I'm not getting my head bitten off here. I quite like it talking to my friends about stuff. That's when you carry on.
There's a link. Can I ask a big favour from everyone in the chat? Head over to Martin on Instagram and DM links for Nirvana songs.
Oh, how good was the Nirvana Unplugged? I love that still to this day, that album. The MTV Unplugged album.
Now, this is something I'm glad you brought up. I was going to talk about this before. What a lot of people do, Sals, they'll do a live stream like this and then they'll cut it up and then they'll put like a funny segment in it and so forth. And I was thinking maybe I should do that with the magic tricks or question of the week and that kind of thing, or the galleries, do you know what I mean? And break it up. I've seen a few people do that, you know, where they'll do a 2-hour stream and then they'll break it up for people that just want to catch a specific part of it, if you will. So that's a good point too. Putting hashtags in the description of the stream helps game subscribers. Yeah, the way I'm working out is this: I'm 35 away from 1,000. I'm 35 away from it, and I would love to be able to hit 1,000, if you will. I think you know, it's funny because you all watch me, so you know I'm not full of shit. Every one of you watches me, and you watch me every week, and you never hear me. You never hear me turn around and say, "Please like." I used to say in my videos, "Please like, please subscribe. You have a Patreon, blah blah blah." But I never really say it in live streams. I never turn around and say, if you know, press that like button, or Kieran does it for us, bless him, hit that like button and all that sort of stuff. And you lads always, you know, I'll come off a live stream and there'll be about 30, 40 likes, which I'm really happy about. Don't get me wrong. But I never promote myself. We don't on ZSR. Do you know what I mean? We'll do a ZSR on a Friday and we don't promote ourselves like, oh, please, like, you know, sometimes we'll bring it up. But I think we're so used to the same lads being here that it's like you're repeating yourself if you carry on doing that. So tonight I'm gonna take the opportunity to say, if you do watch Shabby and Sai and the lads at CSR and so on, give us all a like and a subscribe, because we'll carry on doing this for as long as you want. You know, I'm not in a disparaging mood. I'm not in a thing to go, oh, I'm quitting. But it would be nice to feel like I'm being, do you know what I mean? Like for someone to say, yeah, you know what? Because I do it all the time. So you talked about this before, where you'll watch some people on YouTube, but you're not subscribed to them.
No, we were saying it before. Listen, I've got a confession to make. Today was the first day I've actually subscribed to a long time ago, because they pop the videos in the chat. I press it, I watch it, and then I'm like, well, I mean, you realise, hang on, I'm not subscribed yet. I've rectified it, Martin, Adam. I have rectified it. I am now a subscriber. But again, I already thought I was, because I don't miss any of these videos because I know that they're coming. So maybe that's something that people could look at. Are you subscribed? Are you not? Because like I said, I wasn't subscribed to Martin and Adams, but I am today. Do you know what I mean?
The thing about it is, you know, it's like what Sue called him Sue after all this time. What Stu just said, I've lost 8 subs since I had 969 last week and I run 965, which means 4 have gone. Now, don't get me wrong, it went up by 3 and down by 3 in about a day. So it's not really an issue to me. My issue, though, Stu, is that whereas you have grown and grown and grown from last year, I haven't. I've stayed exactly the same. I'm talking gain a sub, lose 2 subs, gain 3 subs, lose 2. I've never hit 970 ever, ever in 5 years. And don't get me wrong, I think it's now after all this time. And I think, Simon, it's not a case of me moaning about it and getting pissed off about it or trying to have this ego that I should be bigger. That's not the issue at all. The issue is, am I doing something right or wrong on YouTube? Do you know what I mean? Because I'm not
spending for so long without a rise. Yeah, I get that. I get it. Yeah. When your analytics and your numbers keep popping down to, up to, down to, you're like, have I not like in a year? Yeah, you know, penny up, like even 20. Do you know what I mean? So I get that.
Because I'm the first to turn around. When everyone grows, I'm the first to turn around. And you all know it, because you all speak to me behind the scenes as well as on the scenes, so you know I'm not full of shit. I always say I'm proud of those people and well done and everything else. And I think I don't acknowledge what I do as much as I should do, really. Hence why. But I always think, are people going to get fed up if I keep saying every week, well, please like, please subscribe, or subscribe to, don't forget to eat. I'm not that sort. It doesn't come naturally to me in live streams to do that. Do you see what I mean?
I do, but I think that's just formal motive now. Nearly most videos I watch say, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Do you know what I mean? So you don't miss any videos. And again, that's something that I do. You know, if I'm watching videos, I do notify them and stuff when I'm subscribed. And maybe it's just them sort of things. I mean, It's crazy how little we are away to how far it is away in the sense of how your channel's growing in 8 months. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? I
Yeah.
mean, like there's 64 people in this chat, and they could turn around to everybody now that's next to them or in their house, 30 of them, half the chat, and say, just put a subscribe to the Shabby Geek channel, and already you're at that 1,000.
Yeah.
And that's what I find. It's like it's so far yet so little away, if you love me.
Yeah, because Brian's saying right here, not best not to get, and I agree, and I never have. But for some reason, just this week, I think it's because we all do it. You know, when you talk behind the scenes with your family or your friends or whatever, and they always say, "How are you doing on? You know, how's your channel doing?" I've always said the same thing for about a year. It's not going anywhere. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's always the same. And do you know what I mean? And you do. I'm not going to say any names or whatever because I wish everybody the best. But when you sat there on a live stream and someone goes, "Oh, I've just reached 1,000 subs and they've done it 20 minutes," or "Oh, I've just hit 2,000." It's like the two lads I do ZSR with. Both of them have 1,000 more subs than I do. Yet we do a show every week. Do you see what I mean? Every week for 5 years, me, Matt, and Ted have been together. And yet they've both got 1,000 subs more, which is awesome. Don't get me wrong, but it's like it's just funny because you'll do a live stream, either a Tub Thumpers or a special live stream or a ZSR, and you'll come off, and it never moves, and you think, "All right, fair enough, no problem, no problem." But now it's up to like the 5th year. You kind of like, you know, grind the gym.
Yeah,
I grind the gym. So
it's stuck
anyway,
a bit. Yeah, it feels like it's stuck. Feels like it's conked. Yeah.
Yeah, now this is, again, thank you for this, because all this advice I'm going to take on board. So Shabby said, take some of your live stream and split them up into shorts. Right, I might just try that. Can't wait for you to meet you Friday and buy you a pint of Stella. It must be talking to somebody else. That 185,000 viewed video is from Doctors trying to figure his arms out. Well, it was me talking about, well, you have to watch it. It's on my channel. You'll see it on my Instagram. I enjoy Instagram a lot. I think it's great. I have no idea why you're getting any more subs when you're live, as you should be getting subs on each live stream, at least a couple. And that's the thing. Don't get me wrong. I don't want this to come across like, oh, you know, Shabby's getting pissed off. I'm not at all. That's just why I'm having a conversation with you a lot. And I always feel, like I said to Simon, I always felt like, because you lot have been here since the beginning and supported me from the beginning. I mean, listen, I made when I got my internet fixed, I made a thank you video to you all, and I genuinely meant that video for you lot to stick with me when my internet was crap, or you never saw me always in and out and pixelate, and you all stayed. I was just made up. And so this is just like the next thing, because I really enjoy doing this. I do it. I find it fun, and I love meeting people, and I love having guests on with me, Si, Matt, and Tez, and having a chat and getting to know people. It's just funny, you know. I always think, and this is the way I think about it, if there's people out there that are a bit lonely, or there are people out there that can't find a community to fit into, you couldn't fit into a better one than ours. Do you see what I mean? You couldn't fit into a better one. So really, it's nothing to do with the fact that I want to get big. That's not the case at all. It's just a case of, how am I supposed to say it without sounding like a... This is why it's hard for me. Remember I said at the start, it's going to be hard for me, this, to talk
Well,
like this.
It's hard for you because you always sound like a dick. So I'll explain it for you. Maybe this is why you're not getting 1,000 subs. It's this constant gushing, like it just never ends, does it? You know what I mean? Maybe this is the problem.
Yeah.
I don't know. All I know is, like, I do what Luke Reynolds says there. You can't get hung up on it. And I suppose you are right. You know, if you run a channel and you put so much time and effort and you're putting all your spit and polish on and you want it to be as good and as great as possible, it would be a bit deflating. It is only human nature after a while to be like, fuck it, I'm not getting all these subs back. Like how was everybody like getting 1,000 more than me? And I do get that in a sense, maybe. But again, when I see these videos of these people that do this, they do the shorts. And they do the live streams, as well as the videos, as well as tour videos, as well as filming out on the spot and stuff. But again, if that's not for you, that's just not for you. Do you know what I mean? It's
MOD
you can't
Extra
keep
says,
up with the Joneses expecting you're going to be the Joneses. Do you know what I mean?
I agree 100%. He says the discoverability could be the challenge. You might be getting served up the wrong potential viewers, and those served up aren't clicking on if your titles, thumbnails, and descriptions. That's a good point as well. Universal says I couldn't care less about that. Neither could I. And I think that's why it's so hard for me, because I'm never one to go, right, let's study the growth, and let's study. I was never, every time I do a live stream, Stu, I set it up on StreamYard and I press play. And then I'll check it on YouTube later on. But one thing I don't check on YouTube later on is obviously algorithms and stuff like that. I do like the things when I like. If people watch it, great. If they don't, no worries. And I completely agree with that statement. But I also agree with what he's saying here. You're right, Shabby. Every YouTuber puts time in once goal. Of course we do. So we won't be doing it. Exactly, Dave.
Yeah, I do agree with that.
But that's the thing. I don't want it ever to come across, lads, like this is the be all and end of. Oh, if I'm not getting big, I don't want anyone to come away from this live stream tonight going, "Oh, Shabby's just being an ego." You know, it's his ego taking everyone's. It's not a case. It's when you've done it for, like I said, the past year for me, I've not grown at all, not grown, and it's a bit not worrisome, but it's a bit like, what am I doing wrong? That's what it is basically. That's what I'm saying. You've gotten this far organically, honest. I think those who participate in the shows could probably do more due diligence to drive traffic your way. I think is a big component. It is, and it's nice that people do that. And there are some people in the chat, and cheers for that, Jim. There are some people in the chat that do it. You know, every time me and Si have done a live stream, they'll advertise it and they'll do more and this and that. But I'm always under the scared as well, Si. Oh God, he's on again. Do you know what I mean? Oh God,
well, not really, because listen, it's YouTube. You're only on twice a week as it is, and nobody has to watch you. Nobody has to watch. Who has to watch what? They're going to watch you because they don't like you. Oh, I'll sit here and watch this for 2 hours because he's a bellend. No one does that. Do you know what I mean?
No,
I don't think that's your worry. I don't think you're a dislikable person whatsoever at all. I mean, I'll speak on the behalf of the people I meet, and they all speak very highly of you. And obviously, you're in a different country. You've been there 20 years. Yeah. But everybody I meet always seems to like the Shabby Geek show. They always seem to love your way and your good nature, and you bring everybody in. This isn't me. I'm a right stickly shit. This is not me. Anything like this. Like I said, I don't take any credit for this channel. I don't take any credit for anything. I've walked straight into a ready set audience that you've built up for 4 years.
Yeah,
and always. Grandeggs Jim's quite right with that, you know, growing it organically, and look to where you've got so far by not doing what everyone else is doing. So,
well, look at what Centurion says. You rarely see anyone of your subscriber size with almost 10% of the sub worth of the number of live stream viewers. It shows, and this is why I'm doing this live stream with the lads, because I could have easily had this conversation, Centurion, behind the scenes with our side, and then talk to a couple of lads. But all these lads in this chat have been with me since day one, and so. With them, I always feel, like I said, that they've built this channel with me. I don't want it to sound cheesy. You know, you get these YouTubers, oh, we've done this and we've done that. I generally mean it. We've all done it. Do you see what I mean? We've all built it. So I always wanted to if I've got something to say, especially when it comes to a channel that we've all built and we've all been on. I mean, I would say 90% of the people out of the 65 people in this chat have been on the Shabby Geek channel because I like to share it with everybody. So I think that's where the loyalty comes from. And I've got nothing bad to say. I've always been one of those people. If I've got something to say to somebody, I'll say it. But I'm not one for bitching and drama and all that. I never have been. The reason for that is, like I said, I've got a stressful life, and to come on here for a couple of hours a week, I want it to be a right laugh, to be as you know, to enjoy myself. People have had hard lives. I mean, we're not 18-year-olds, are we? Any of us? We're all 40s and 50-year-olds. Do you know what I mean? We all work. We all have our problems. We all stress out. We all have it. So I always wanted to build something, Simon, where come and have a right laugh with Shabs for 2 hours. Come and have a right laugh. Do you know what I mean?
You have enough problems at home, don't you? Do you know what I mean? Paying the door and everything. And
this is what I mean. It's you know, and I know and this isn't just turning into a therapy session, so I'm not going to ask people about that. But we all have things in our lives, don't we? That we just that's why we're all pop culture enthusiasts. That's why.
No, Mark, I should have lied on the front room sofa like this while you got your book out.
Got Claire to feed you, great stuff like that. Making it clear about adult collecting, it might help. Yeah, that's another thing too. But I always looked at me as you know, because I've enjoyed. I mean, you'll watch CSR, and CSR will spend an hour talking about gravy. Do you know what I mean? Or I think one of the things about us, and we're all roughly, I would say, there's about 10 years difference between all of us. Do you know what I mean? Some of us are in our 40s, some of us in our 50s, and so forth. And we've all grown up more or less with the same type of thing. Tub Thumpers has shown that. You know, some people will show like a pencil case. And Arthur was, oh my God, I had that pencil case. Oh, there's a piece of music that we all loved. And so it's more to me being a pop culture enthusiast. Do you know what I mean? Than it is just toys. And I think that's why my toy videos kind of stopped, side, because I thought I'm a bit more than I want to talk a bit about other things other than toys. Do you know what I mean? I want to have a chat about pop culture.
We lived in the golden age. The problem
Yeah,
is, I'm 49 years of age. I lived in the golden age. I was 10 in 1985. Do you know what I mean? It was like the golden age. We had Thundercats, Transformers, Star Wars, G.I. Joe. List goes on and on and on. Dungeons and Dragons, even Gem. List goes on. And I think because we lived in that golden age and had some fantastic toys in that age, it is hard to decorate as you get older, what you want to collect and what you don't. I've always been a pure collector my entire life. If I like it, buy it. If you really like it, it looks great and you want it, you go out and buy it. And I've always kept by them rules. I've never knocked anyone for what they buy, what they don't buy, how much they've spent, how little they've spent. It's all about your passion and what you love and why you love these franchises in the first place.
Well, I think it's like why we're doing this again, just to go back to why we're doing this. You lot make me happy. You make me happy. There's not one person in here I dislike. Not one. Not one.
I don't know if it's worth you checking your sub count now, because by the look of this chat, you're getting quite high as it is at the moment. Which, again, will lead into something that we're going to actually speak about.
Well, we'll do that now. Yeah. So, look at old Nick's here. Hiya, pal. Oh, Rachel Webb's here as well. Hiya, Shabby. I hope you've helped grow a fab community. You, Matt, and Tez welcome me. And I'll always will be like that. And I'll always stay like that. Always. You'll never see a different Shabby on this, because I always feel like if I've done it a few times with our site, I've turned around and gone, we'll do a live stream tonight, or I'll message Scuba. Hey, Scuba, and then it comes to the day and I've had a bad day, or I'm not like, I won't do it. I'll say to site, no, I'm not in the mood for it. Because if I'm not myself, and if I don't enjoy it, I won't make them. It's important to me to make everybody feel welcome and happy. So that's awesome. And it's great to see you, Ed, and all in the chat. Sai's done something for me, which is awesome. So let me just play this for you right now. And this is what our Sai wants to do. You ready?
Tiger style. Tiger style.
So tell them what you're going to do, Si.
Well, again, talking about the skips, me and Mark have been talking the other day saying, well, let's just try and do it our way then. Do you know what I mean? If Mark doesn't want to do all these shorts, he just want to get involved in things like that, we'll try and do it our way. So on the push of 1,000 subs, what we've decided to do is that if we get to 1,000 subs, we're going to do a raffle. And after we've got to 1,000 subs, Mark's going to open Shabby Geek. I keep calling you Mark here. Shabby's going to open a 2-week window for people to put their name down to win any art of their choice off me for 1,000. We're going to do a raffle on the wheel. We're going to give 2 weeks open for people to put their name in. We're going to do the wheel, and whoever wins can get on to me, and I'll do any art of your choice. And it will be framed. It'll be all ready to give away, just like I do my normal work. And it's just as thanks back to the community, again, for watching us every week. It's not just Mark. I know I'm a bit soul, but I do appreciate you all coming in, and I do appreciate the friendships that I've made over all these years and all the meetups that we go to. Yeah. So it's just a little bit back. So good luck, whoever wins. But once we're at 1,000 subs this channel, then we'll be doing the raffle for. And again, just have a think. You can have whatever you want doing, anything you can think of, from anime to Disney to your car to parents to anything, anything you want.
And that's awesome of you, man, because I will be honest, you are my brother, so I'm going to be a bit biased and so forth. But that's really because I know this is your business. This is what you do for a living. So for you to do that and give a piece of artwork away, that means a lot to me, that side. So I really, really appreciate it.
It'll be like this. It'll be all finished up, all framed, ready to go. So whoever wins can just have a think about what you want to do. But we've got to get this channel to 1,000 subs. That's the first thing we've got to do. So again, like I said, I don't know if the channel jumps up. We could be 20 away. We could be 10 away. We could be 30 away. But it's not a big number. So once we hit that 1,000 subscribers, then we'll have a nice raffle. We'll give a good giveaway away.
I think what it is for me, I'm just tired of everyone going, if only Shabby can get to 1,000. If only, I always feel like, I know it's like, well done, little Shabby. Do you know what I mean?
Let's wipe your face for you. Come on. When you get to 1,000 to
After
that.
that, I don't care. But Centurion says it doesn't matter who watches Shabby's complete. I love what I do. I love this, and I think that's why. I think people know. I think when they watch, ZSR and they watch Tub Thumpers, because like I said, they're the two main streams that me, Matt, Tez, and Si do. I enjoy it. We all enjoy it. I can speak for Matt. I can speak to Tez. You're here, so you can speak for yourself. There's never been one I've not. Some of the stuff we've said, and when you watch a gallery and everyone's in stitches or size question, or the way Matt comes out with his innuendos, and I've never laughed so hard when Matt, and that's the thing. I think it's become like a staple on a Wednesday and a Friday, and then you got stews on a Sunday and that kind of thing, and APD does his, and it's always nice. It's always nice because it's not just now, Si. And I've said this before, it's not just people you watch on YouTube anyway, it's your pals doing it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, look at the thing that Berry and Martin did last week, the road trip. It was brilliant.
I know, they didn't have to do that, did they? Didn't have to do that at all. But at the Friendship of Stew and all to the great cause he was putting on, and going up and meeting them, like having them both in this house, it was like, oh, my mates are here. I've only met Martin once, but I spoke to him more than enough and watched this stuff. It's like an old mate was here, do you know what I mean? Just a shame, really, and I understand with Martin and Adam, they come all this way up, and you never see people from that side of the country up here. And it's a shame they couldn't stay more than an hour. But again, brilliant to see a pair of them. Do you know what I mean? Brilliant.
I've still got mine as well, Tez. My retro.
I've got mine.
USR limited editions. Yeah, I still got mine. I wear it on Friday. I'll tell you what.
Have you got the one that says "Let's get physical" at the back?
Yeah,
That's what I've got.
Yeah, but me, Matt, and Tez have got exclusive USR, not CSR. USR ones. Yeah, I kept it. Of course I do. Congratulations, Brian Action Figure. Yeah, I saw his wedding pictures. They were lovely. They were really nice. I'm all for it. And again, because you get to know Brian, and we're watching the Culture Cast, and he's in the groups, and when you look at pictures like that on Facebook, you're like, well done, mate. That's awesome.
Oh, I love Brian. He's quality, isn't he? I love Brian. He's mint.
Yeah. Took me since June 2023. I had to restart my channel to get to 518. That's awesome, man. Like I said, it's not. I just don't want it to come across like I say me moaning about. I'm not moaning about it. I just feel like I'd like a next progression now. Do you know what I mean? Let's see what else. Good pick that, Connor. Don't worry about meeting him when you're out and about. So good old only one. Definitely looking forward to seeing you. Yeah. Hey up, Mike. Big up to all the toy community. As He-Man always says, I have the power. That's right, Mike. Good to see you, buddy. I can't believe how many people. Like I said, practically 70 people all night. It's been brilliant. I've done live stream and there was only one, and carry on is better than none. And I say that. I think you've got to have a love for it. You've got to enjoy it, because me and Si always said. So when me and Si started Tub Thumpers, we said we ain't getting ZSR numbers. First person to say he didn't give a shit was our Si. Si was like, I'm not bothered. We're not doing it for, you know what I mean, to get as massive as possible. We only travel laughing and joke and all that sort of stuff. And like what I said before, you perfect it as you go along. If you do a live stream, this is why the only advice I can give when doing it. If you do one and you have one or two people, and you say to yourself, well, next week, what can I do in next week's? So I can you 4 people in, and then when you do next, well, what can I get to get 4 or 5 in, and so forth. So that's the way I do it. I love doing the live streams. I'll do them till you're like, oh, I don't believe who's here. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, it's lovely to see. Wow, thanks so much for coming in. That's brilliant. You could do Reader's Wife. I could try doing that. The Christmas ones are good because only and everyone. That's right. I think you deserve to be monetized, Shabby. I always have. It's weird that the channel hasn't hit 1,000. So, well, I am monetized. I've been monetized for over 18 months now. I think they changed it, didn't they, to like 500 subs, and you could get monetized. But I never wanted to do it. And the reason I never wanted to do it is because I never wanted to come on to stuff like this to say, oh, I can't do this and I can't do that. I mean, I get bollocked off YouTube every live stream. They sent me a novel.
Sorry, I just had to come off there because that was Chris Smith on the phone. But he knows that we're on here. He knows I'm being professional. I'm being professional, Chris.
So that's why the Patreon is for me, and I'm not asking anyone to join Patreon. Whatever the people that are, you're an absolute godsend because you keep the streams going. But that's why. And I'm not saying it for anybody else. I mean, if you get monetized on YouTube and do well, brilliant. That's awesome of you. You know, there's a few of you out there that I'm actually channel members of because I enjoy your channels, and you know, I wish you all the best. And but to me, I went the other route, the Patreon route, simply because I'm a person that I get too many ideas in my head and I don't want to be held back. I don't want people to say, "Oh, you can't do that, you can't do this." And I'm a firm believer as well as when you have a guest on, let them guest be themselves. And if you tie them a bit, well, you can't say this and you can't say that. You don't
Well,
get that.
Great because I would like to have Natalie and Michelle on the Tub Thumpers.
Oh, they'd be brilliant.
I think they'd be good and see what comes there in their tubs. Yeah.
Let's have a look. Let's
You better come on.
Hi, Johnny boy. Good old Mr. Maguire's here. Super Awesome says, the only thing I can think is when I've been told when you only do live streams, the YouTube algorithm only pushes your content to current subscribers and not new people. I think that's what it must be. Because I said to say, it's obviously not people getting pissed off with us. Everybody's staying, I mean, we're up to 73 people now. So, I mean, it's blown away by the popularity of us, and how well we do it. So it's got to be something with YouTube. And this is, again, why I wanted to talk to you lot tonight about it, see if you've got any ideas.
Well, I'd just like to say you're a bit far behind in the chat, but everyone, you've already hit 1,000. You've done it tonight. So the 1,000 we've got within this stream. So again, it just shows thanks to the community. It just shows the power that they can do, and it turns to helping people out. And again, I also think it shows that you are appreciated, that you come on here and you feel a bit underwhelmed by it all, but people do appreciate. And I bet 8 times out of 10, just like me with Mark and Adam, they probably didn't even know they weren't subscribed because it's available. You know when you're coming on. It's a press of the button. Do you know what I mean? So
that's
again. So if I was the people that subscribe, like I said, thank you so much. The next push now is obviously 10,000. So that's the next one.
We've done it really.
It looks like you've done. Chris Foamy just said there in the chat. He just tried ringing me to say that you've got to 1,000. So again, it's just the help of the community out, and that's what we wanted, really, isn't it? So again, people start thinking what you want drawing. Let's have a good raffle.
Good old Grindhead Jim's just messaged me, said the same thing. Wow. Wow. That's unbelievable. That is right. I'll shut up moaning then.
Anyway, Andor, shit.
Anyway, oh yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. I need a new car. And
I'm going to Joe Fest, so the next one is a fun to get aside to Joe Fest.
Wow, 1,000 subs. Thank you. That's it. You won't hear me going anymore. That's absolutely brilliant. Thank you all. Wow. I'm not crying, Jen. I'm not crying. Have you heard her? Stop crying. I'm not crying.
Wow.
That is unbelievable. Thank you all so much. Thank you. And like I say, I've watched you've watched all my live streams, and I never talk like this ever. So for you lot to obviously listen to what me and Si have said tonight and done that for us, it means thank you all very much. I'm just a bit sweaty, Si. I'm just a bit sweaty.
You're always sweaty.
Wow, that's awesome, man. Thank you all so much. That is brilliant. Hey, BOE, are you having withdrawal symptoms since having no mince pies? I could have ate all those mince pies. I could have done it.
No chance you could. 102 boxes or something stupid, wasn't it? It took him till now to finish them.
He did it though, did he? He's already away. I don't think anyone has a YouTube average. No, I can never. Listen, the lads who know me know I didn't even get a phone with data on it till last year, and that's because my wife got it for me. Yeah, I remember being at Joe Fest with and Leslie turned around and said, "Shabby, what's your number?" And I went, "I haven't got a number." I'm not a technical person. I'm dead old-fashioned when it comes to stuff like that. So
what do they have to do then now, Mark? Now you're at 1,000 subs. What do they have to do to win a piece of mat? And it will be custom, There'll be no other artwork replicated.
All right. Well, this is what
the
best way to do it is do a wheel. So this is what I'm going to say to people. If you're watching the replay, because I'll keep it open for about 10 days. So then it gives everyone the opportunity to do this. In the comments on this video, just write size artwork or size art. All you got to do is hashtag size art and you're all entered. And then the winner of it gets in touch with Simon, and which I think size is unbelievable. It really is. The winner of it will talk to Si, and Si will do whatever pitch you want, whatever one. It'll be a one-off.
Well, remember, you've got to be subscribed. You've got to be subscribed to even be considered entered. So you have to be. You can't just come along and put size art off your walk. You've got to be subscribed.
I'll just show it you one more time. This is the sort of artwork our side does.
Tiger style. Tiger style.
Reynolds. Happy birthday, by the way. Luke's just
Yeah,
celebrated
happy
a
birthday, Luke.
didn't he?
I'm
Happy
your brother.
birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday. Let's have a look. One thing about, especially for music, a blessing is Epidemic Sound. You can get some class music for about 12 quid a month and then get 10. Oh, that might be a good point because I get bollocked, honestly, for music every week. Every week. Cheers, man. I appreciate it. I do, but it's fun. I don't mind it. It just makes me laugh. Unless YouTube, like I say, turn around to me and say, Shabby, you're taking the piss, mate. Shabby, you're taking
Come
the
on
piss.
now.
And I'll turn around. But until that day, you know what I mean? But you have to, though, don't you, Si? Because if you don't do, you don't get stuff
Carry
like
this
this.
on. Your video will be banned in Bosnia, and no Bosnians will be able to watch this live stream of 2 hours of crap.
Imagine never being able to play this again. Do it, Si. Can't do that. You can't do that to our Des. You know what I mean?
You know.
Oh, the hood of Reading. The hood of Reading. Absolutely brilliant. Shabby and I have discussed at length that they're of the same opinion. It's not about being. And 1,000,000%. If anyone doesn't think I'm a superstar, it's me. And I'll tell you, I don't get big-headed. I've never. You've all watched me, so you can all say in the chat, "Yeah, you have, Shab." I never have. I've never. I've always
been big-headed because I can honestly say to people in the chat, I've known you 50 years, and I get away with so much because you're like the way you are. Do you know what I mean? that you are, aren't you? You're like a walking show. You're like it's always constantly on the go with you. And like, you know, I don't have to sit on here and think of things to say. And it comes to the Tub Thumpers, and it's all right for saying, "Oh, Si does the gallery inside." But the truth is, if this isn't all like properly presented and it wasn't all properly put forward the way you do it, it would be utter shite. You don't be sat here going, "What the fuck is he doing?"
It's not fat lad with those
because you've got like such a silky nature and presenting it across where it sort of looks good. So I always say, listen, every credit to you, Mark. I could not do any of this without you at all. No chance.
I think again, it stems back to the community we have. It makes it fun. How many times, Simon, have me and you sat there and it's because of the people that watch us and the people that support us. You go, what can we do to do this? What can we do to do that? Do you know what I mean? We always come up with ideas and whatever. Chasing 80 says, Si, Shabby ZSR, the community we have, it's real. None of us in it for hitting that YouTube algorithm. We're all mates on the playground and it's awesome. I completely agree. Completely agree. And might as well do a segue right now. On Wednesday, which is the season finale of Tub Thumpers.
You couldn't think of anybody to end it better with, could you? Anybody on the planet?
No.
Anyone?
No. And then afterwards, I've already talked to Zoe about it, but I've got to talk to Des and Berry. We're going to do the galleries part 2, but I will change the music.
Oh yeah, that drove me dead crazy. That I could see Des with his eye going like that. It was the same music for 2 hours.
I feel mega blessed about it, John. I'll Simon will quantify this for me. I always get overwhelmed. I cannot believe the amount of people that come and watch me and Arsai or me, Tez and Matt. I've always been shocked by it. You know what I mean? But I think, you know, if you have to come away and think about it a little bit, I think it's because people, we're not talking to teenage kids. We're not putting on this act where, you know, young and vulnerable people, oh yeah, I'll subscribe to him because he's cool, or I'll subscribe to him. I think we're talking to people our age, and I think one of the reasons why it keeps us humble and why I never get big-headed with it is because this lot would take me to the absolute cleaners. Our side definitely would. Some of you can see the good and bad side of our side. There's no way our side's gonna. You know what I mean? If I'm sat here going, "Yo, this is your boy Shabs," you know, Simon tell me to get crap. I'd be like, what are you talking like this? And like I say, if you think, and there's no way I'm thinking I'm cool or not, because all it takes is my Jen to come on here for 2 minutes and she'd tell you exactly how cool I was. Do you know what I mean? I think that's what it is. Delvian says, quality over quantity, Shabby. You deserve more subs, but the ones you have, I love them all. I love them all. I bet there's not one person.
It was great having him, wasn't it? It was great having Delvian on our show. Brilliant. He was a right laugh, wasn't he, as well? Yeah.
There's about 80% of the people in this chat that have been with me since day one. I've never had a funny word with any of them. No need to. No need to be funny with anybody. No need to. Never had a bad word. And me, Matt, and Tess, like I said, I've done CSR for 5 years. Never had one bad word because it's enjoyable. It's fun. And meeting people like yourself, Delby, and everybody else, that means more to me than trying to be cool and trying. Well, I might talk to him. I might not. Get to France, man. I'll talk to everybody. Do you know what I mean? I love it. I think that's one of my favorite things, guys. We're so different, all of us. Do you know what I mean? Look how different everybody is. And I think that's where the fun of it comes from. Hey, JT.
Yeah.
As early as I can, I go to Woking Saturday morning, dear. You going to Woking?
Yeah, I think he's coming with Stu to Echo, aren't you, BOE? Is Stu not picking you up at something? Stu's bringing you.
Cheers, pal. Yeah, I've got the 2. I did one for toys as well, and I enjoy Instagram. I think it's Shabby. It's because you have the gem doll. Don't be jealous because I've got a gem doll. You can always buy them. But there's another thing too. It's like everyone talks about my gem and stuff. Like I am who I am. I'm not going to be any different. I'm not going to come on here saying, "Oh yeah, I just collect hot toys," and like I'm some sort of. I get more excited getting a gem doll for 25. You know what I mean? You want to see how
you buy what you like. You buy exactly what you like. You love it. You like it. You buy it.
I was so excited to find it, and we were in Walmart. And I was made up, and you want to see our Jen's face? Like,
oh, can you imagine?
This doll, proud as punch, walking through Walmart.
I bet she looked at Cynthia and went, "He finally done it. Your dad's lost it. Your dad has lost it. I knew it was happening. It's finally happened." And Cynthia's like, "Yeah, he has."
So far, the future of Shabby's channel has been genetic content for each other talking bollocks for this. Always will be. Future. So me and Si finishing Tub Thumpers on Wednesday, and we're going to do the Tub Thumpers Gallery the week after, and then I'm thinking of doing a few more shows that include other people, and I've got a few more ideas, so there will be stuff going. It's difficult sometimes, and I'm going to try and stick. Me is either doing the Wednesday night or the Friday night, and then unfortunately, because I know it's easy to turn around and say, "Oh, it doesn't really matter when you do YouTube; anyone can watch it." But you don't want to overstep people. You don't, because you want everyone to build, you want everyone to do. So I'll definitely stick with Wednesdays, and I'll definitely stick with Fridays. And I think I'll always do something on a Wednesday night and get people involved and do something new. And then I think sometimes as well, I'll do them a little bit later as well, because I am in the States and it is sometimes hard to keep doing these through the day. Do you know what I mean? So yeah. Wednesdays and Fridays, I'll always stick with through the daytime and so forth, but other ones I'll just do later on at night and so forth. We'll just go from there.
Yeah.
Miss Love, maybe he's going to dye his hair like James. I don't damn, where does this dye your hair come from, Si? Hey, Geek Strong.
It comes from Zero Hunter Toys. Episode 221.
I'll never forget it. I took my hat off. We were behind the scenes and I went like that on my hat, and he went, straight away looking at me. But what? He goes, "You've dyed your hair." I said, and I went, "All right." I said, "I've dyed it," and I explained the story over the simple reason. I used to come in, you got whites here. And it's all right. Like I've said, Simon, if I went grey, but I didn't. I went white. I look like one of the bloody Golden Girls. You know what I mean? It was as white as anything. And so I thought I'll just dye it a bit. So I said to Matt, I wear my hat, so don't say anything. Matt went, "Oh yeah, no." As soon as that CSR started, Shabby dyes his hair. I thought,
I bet he did. He loves that sort of stuff, Matt, doesn't he?
And so forth. I always say that. I'm a nightmare.
Matt, I'm just going to catch up just to the very bottom because you're about 3 days away in the chat. But Chris Smith has put, "Can we do a comic stream?"
Yeah, of course we can. We've done one. We just did one with Super Awesome and Jeff Barker.
But Chris couldn't do it because it's too late. He means with Chris on.
Coachy John says, "I do YouTube for the fame and fortune. That's why I'm unknown and broke." Well, yeah. Yeah, of course we can. We can do that. We can do. We can. Listen, anyone's got any ideas with me and everyone wants to do something, you know where to come out. Me and Keith, when Keith sets up his shed outside, we're going to do that play. I'm really looking forward to that. But I just want everyone to feel welcome and everyone to have a good time. That's it. A compilation of size magic tricks. I thought you wanted more so shabby. Size magic tricks. Absolutely brilliant. I've seen a handful of folks work for years and one video hits the right crowd and they build off that. I'm still waiting. But that's the thing. I think I think if you go along those lines, like, oh, this is the one, and it isn't, then you tend to it makes you a bit. I just say, just stick with it. You just do what you enjoy doing. If no point doing it if you don't enjoy it. If you like doing it, carry on. I mean, I love doing it, to be honest. Hey, Adam, nice to see you, pal. I'll try and get down here as fast as I can. I always try to stick Zia so at the end of it. You do, and that's a lovely thing that you do. And
Because I notice that even when he's changing stuff around, he still does that. He's a gem, isn't he? He's a proper gem to do that. He really is. Because Luke's got a great following, he makes great videos, and for him to do that at the end of every video with no cost, no thanks you owe me, no nothing, to do it out, he's helping his mates out. I think that's a really nice thing he does.
Yeah, there's a few lads in here, and like I say, I always acknowledge who does it. Always up here. I know who advertises. And it means the world for me. It really does.
Yeah.
Well, you're on 976 now. Well, that's all right. That's all right. Shabby, I've been around 760 years for 3 years. I don't care. Yeah, but I know you don't care, but I kind of, it's like I said, I think the reason I'm bringing up now, G-Force, is because for years I've been building, but for the past year I haven't got any bigger. And I think it just got a little bit like, not disparaging or anything, because I'll always carry on.
Confusing, I think.
It just got a bit like, what's happened? Do you know what I mean? Like, why did you grow for 4 years? All of a sudden you just stopped. And like I said, this thing tonight was not about, I need to get bigger. And it was about me asking your advices. That's why I went to share it with you lads, to say, well, what should I do, or what should I do wrong, and so forth. So that's what it was all about. I wonder if YouTube, each week you get an email from YouTube. Yeah, I get more than an email off him. It's hard to gain these subscribers doing live streams only. You need to make videos. Even if you clip a live stream and make a video, you are right, because I know you've gone way up, haven't you, into your thousands. Oftentimes little bumps and drops of bot spots. Yeah, I understand that. Shabby, every time you start a live stream, say by the power of grace, is that what it is? I've just never enjoyed the shorts. I don't know what it is, and it's taking time. And I know they're only little and so forth. I don't know. I find it uncomfortable saying things like, "That's exactly why we're doing this video." Exactly right. I feel like I never want to come across like you have to, you know what I mean, and all that sort of stuff. So I felt exactly the same way as you did, Adam. You felt uncomfortable. You like and subscribe and all that. And don't forget to hit the bell, and don't forget to do notifications. And it's like you make your own mind up, you know. Long arm punch, Shabby. You've conquered that market. Shabby, the normal thing to say is I know I say it time and Shabby, that normal thing I say, I know I say it time I do a video. Yeah. Let's have a look. You've gained 6 subs during this convo, so it's working. Hi, local hero. Nice to see you, buddy. Well, I hope so. Like I say, you know, I'm not going to make videos like this all the time. It's just like I said, in 5 years, I just wanted to have a chat to you lot and say, you know, what do you think of the Shabby channel? Are you enjoying it? Do you like it? You know what I mean? How can we get bigger? What other advice do we have? And that kind of thing. You need to make naked spectre videos. Yeah, I think Artez and Donut Donny's conquered the market in that one. They've got that. Have I ever considered ASMR video? Well, I don't know. Talk a lot of rubbish, so you never know. Thing we say, we try not to get hung up on subs, but it's human. 100%. It's human nature. We want to return the amount of time and effort we put into our content. Otherwise, it can be a bit demoralizing. And that's what it's all about. Exactly right. Don't, you know, it was never about, oh, I'm giving up and I don't want to do it anymore. You just feel a little bit, oh, can we just get a little bit further in it and so forth? So I agree with everything you've just said there, Luke. Let's have a look. I just searched CSR for loads of videos about circumcision. You can find a lot of videos about everything. Let me try and get down here because I'm not going to keep you long. I know we've been going an hour and a half. I said to Simon we'll do an hour. Yeah, but yeah, on the shorts thing, people scroll across, think I like that, subscribe and like. Well, that's what I didn't want to do either. I didn't want to become one of those YouTubers where you have 20,000 subs but only 6 people watching you. That didn't make any sense to me. So in a way, shorts to me, just to me, like I said, everything I'm saying is just what I think. Felt like I was cheating a bit. I want to earn my subs. I didn't want to be one of those people that everyone comes to just because someone's told them to, if you will. And one of the things I will say on the flip side of my coin is people that have stayed usually stay. They like what me, Matt, and Tez and Si do, and they decide to stay along and go along with the ride, if you will. But I always felt like I wanted, and I think going back to what Luke was saying and Adam was saying before about never saying like and subscribe and stuff, I think that's why I was thinking, I was like, if you like us, you'll find us. Do you know what I mean? If you like us, you'll stay. I never wanted to pressure anybody into like, oh no, you have to, oh, you've got to sub to Shabby. So you don't have to. But you know, it's a welcoming place here at Shabby, so everyone's welcome. Tempting but no scissor account. The whole community could fit in Shabby's arms. So I tell you that. How come is it you're my twin brother and you don't get this? Only I get this. How come is it you don't
dance around like a buffoon? That's why. You live by the sword, you die by the sword.
Yeah, is your analytics? I might have a look, just have a quick look through the analytics and so forth. I want to say it's hard for me. I don't think you mean the one. Not at my age, you know. 986. Wow, that's awesome. 14 subs away. That's brilliant. You know, my boy just messaged me to say he got you 8 subs tonight. Good lad. But he's a sod and has been known to lie just when he.
That's the funniest story I heard at Christmas.
How good was that story? That's really another thing too. That when people come on and they share some of the stories they have and so forth, it's absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
That's a funny story, yeah.
We like you, Shabby, even though you have a gem. I'm very proud of it. It's getting bigger as well. Scuba Pete found me some vintage stuff in there.
Yeah, he did. That was good of him. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
really nice of him. So yeah, I enjoy it. I just enjoy it. I think you collect what you enjoy, don't you, Simon? And you like it. So
that's right.
So just through a few lines. Hope you get some extra subs. I know it's not the number game, but hitting 1,000 is good. Yeah, it's not exactly. I think it to me. It's just like if I can get even if like I'll give you a prime example. I'm being genuinely honest. If I came off this tonight and I had 2 subs more, I think that was worth doing. That was worth doing it then. You know what I mean? Sometimes I think you're right, Si. I think sometimes people don't realise that they're subbed or don't realise that.
I don't. It's no disregard to people. It's no like, you just sometimes you think you are and you're not. You generally like Shavat's another one streaming for weeks. I didn't even know we had a stream or a channel or anything going. So like I said, I always rectify it when I find out. Do you know what I mean? There is a few doing it now, isn't there? You can get lost in all the pool of it all. You know, there's quite a few doing it.
Shout out to Astro. Cheers, Astro. My daughter's baby's already. I appreciate it. We built this channel, did he? We built this channel on toys and games. We built this. You all did, though. That's the thing. You know what I mean? Oh, God, I'm so far behind. I apologize. I really do.
Yeah, you are. This is a joke list. I'm normally in the chat by now, giving you loads about this in what did we always say? Shabby's so far behind in the chat. He's now back to 20 subs.
Bloody nightmare. It is. It's rock solid. And you always feel dead bad if you've left somebody out or you've not done a comment. You think, oh, God, do you know what I mean? I love it when you saw lads Stu do live streams and it's like watching. That's exactly what it's like. Stu will contest to that. Stu will probably say exactly the same thing. It's what it's all about. Just having a right.
Oh, he's looking a great colouring. I was chatting to him last night. Seen the colour of him since coming back from Thailand. Oh, bronze, isn't he?
That's nice of him. Cheers, Chris. Tell him thanks. Everybody double check you'll subscribe to Shabby. Yeah, please don't forget to hit that like button. This is awesome, you good lads. This is great. We've all got together and done this together. This is brilliant. Since when was the last time we talked about toys on series? yeah. Wow, this is awesome. Wow, let's just try and get down here because I'm not going to.
After 5-6 years, listen. We all live in the real world, and through COVID, I think we all went a little bit stupid, overspending, ordering, getting stuff in the house week after week after. I've never bought so much collecting wise than I did throughout the COVID years ever, and I think a lot of us can coincide to that. But now we've all made friends, and we all know the real world sometimes does kick in, and I think there's just a bit more to talk about than just toys, isn't there? Now we can talk about other movies and what's going on and meetups and stuff. It's not just necessarily has to be a toy stream now for everybody to get involved, does it?
Right, I'm going to fly down here, Si, because I'm really behind. So if I've missed you all, I apologise. I'm just looking for names and so forth. Woohoo! Look at DCB, hey pal, 1,000. Well, honestly, and it wasn't this. I just want to say this wasn't about getting in tonight. I was just wanting to talk to you about the future of YouTube and so forth. Wow, that's awesome, man. That's absolutely brilliant. Wow.
But it was a bit for me because, like I said to you before we come live, I think the strength of the community that comes together does come together. Do you know what I mean? And if they see somebody that needs a little bit of a help or needs a kick up the arse, that's what happens, and they come together for it. And I like that.
Yeah. Well, I think tonight, what tonight's proving to me is everything we've talked about and everything the chat's about has proved out. This is what a community is all about, isn't it? This is definitely what a community is about.
Yeah.
Wow. Hi, Mr. B. Hi, Jumpy. Hi, Palps. Wow, everybody's turned up.
Oh, his artwork's superb. Did you see his front covers that he put for Stu's auction? Them Star Wars front covers he did. Brilliant.
Yeah, really good. I saw him monetize ago.
Great,
and I think that's what it is. I think it's everyone to their own, isn't it, Luke? I mean, it's what it's easy for people to try and tell you what you should and should not do and this and that. And so, but it's how you feel, isn't it? So, yeah, there's not a right or wrong way around it, to tell you the truth. Just wanted to say that Tesla, someone ring Shabby and let him know, oh, sorry, I'm so far behind. You know what I'm like, though? I start gabbing me and I never shut the France up. Somebody called Shabby. I've got it. Let me just get that in. Oh,
they called me instead, Gab. Tell your brother to shut up. He's at 1,000.
No, I appreciate it, really. My eyes, yeah, well, it's because I am humble in this. You know what I mean? I'm a nobody. I'm just a bloke with 4 kids that works through the week and then obviously wants to come and talk to you a lot and have a good time. And like I say, one of my favorite things ever, and I won't say any names because I'm not that sort of person, but one of my, when I get messages of people say, "Oh, Shabby, I've had such a shit week. You and Si or you, Matt and Tez were dead funny on Friday or Wednesday, and you've made my week." That means more to me than anything. I love
it's nice to hear it, something like that. You've done something for somebody, yeah. It's only opening the door for somebody or letting somebody sit on a bus, but it's just a nice thing in it at the end of the day.
Yeah, I appreciate. Well, I appreciate you lot as well, and I will continue. And I'll give you all my word right now. I'll continue to be exactly the same person and exactly the same videos, exactly the same laughter and jokes that we've always had in the past 5 years. So here's to another 5, definitely.
Well, while he's here, what makes me a bit cooler than you, Mark, is that this week I received a PGM signed Lord of the Rings glossy, nice photo of PGM. So
mine hasn't come yet. I know mine's on its way, but it's not here yet. Shabby always brings energy. You got to do, haven't you? I mean, I think that's what it's all about. I think I'd always like people to think if Shabby can do it, we all can do it. And because I'm not nothing special, you know what I mean? It took me ages. It's only in the past 8 months that my internet has been any good. Do you know what I mean? Before that, it was garbage. I used my old phone, which is one of the phone was old. And it's as you lot helped me build this, and as you lot stayed with the channel and supported it, that made me go, you know what, maybe I should get myself a decent computer. Do you know what, maybe I should get a decent mic and a different, and I've built it up. And what I do is every time I do something, the Patreon money always helps, and I always write it in the Patreon, this is what we've done this time and then that time, and long may it continue. I just enjoy it. Hi Gaz, nice to see you, pal. Well, I appreciate it. Can I unsubscribe when I win? Yeah, we'll definitely do it. So for the people that have just come in, our Simon has graciously taken time out and said that if we get to 1,000, which we've done, he will do a piece of art, a one-off piece of art of whatever you want. And so what will happen is, if you're watching this now or you're watching it on the replay, in the comments, you have to leave a comment or anything like, just write size artwork or size art. And then we'll do a wheel, and not next week, probably the week after. We'll do a wheel.
Give it 2 weeks, give it a good 2 weeks.
Good 2 weeks, and it gives everyone an opportunity to do it. Yeah, well, yeah, our side's really good at so that.
Thanks,
until next week if he tries to catch you. Hi, Lauren. Nice to see you.
Hi, Lauren.
Oh wow, everybody's turned up. JD's here. Good old JD.
JD.
Awesome. JD's a person I'd like to get on Tough Thumpers. I bet JD'd be awesome on Tough Thumpers.
Well, if he's free, we'll have him on.
Yeah. And you do know as well, if anybody, Steve-O's here. Good old
Steve-O.
I know.
I didn't know you had that effect on people, Steve-O. Am I going to get that effect on Steve-O from me with Joe first?
Steve-O. It just hits me, say it's like wow, man. Honestly, people are just so nice. I want to see more magic from the side. No, we want to keep our subs, DCB.
Told you the big one this Wednesday. Big one this Wednesday, DCB.
Wow, yeah. I know I'm behind. I'm really, really sorry. But you lot just talking away, just for men. It's not just for men. It's Shabby, you said you want all the girls. Which one are you, Blanche?
Yes, he is. Did you know that you are actually older than Blanche was in the Golden Girls now?
Am I? How old do you think I am,
Yeah.
Si?
Same age as me, 32.
32, yeah. I put everyone's channels in my streams and end credits. It's not, no, it's, but it is something. It means something to I always do. Every time we get a guest on, I always make sure that the thing is, and I talk about them on the channel. And at the end of a Tub Thumpers gallery, you'll always see their video or their Instagram or whatever on it. I think it's nice. And it costs nothing to do, doesn't it? It costs nothing. You're right, Steve. You're right. Wow. Honestly, weirdly, Jim and the Holograms popped up on my playlist. Wow, what are you looking at? Oh, they are Pops. Pops is like,
Pops is like synergy.
yeah, I can't believe it. That's all some good old gas heads here. But yeah, but here's to 2000. Well, if I get there, I get there. But that's also the fact that we've done it in one night, like I said, and I don't want to repeat myself, but if I would have got two to that, would have been made up. Like, yeah, it's working. Football team needs a bit looking at them. Off a red, always a red in it. Awesome stuff, Shabby. Cheers, Phil. Cheers, Phil. This is awesome. We've had everybody here. Good on you, Shabs. No, I appreciate you all. Wow. Thanks for the compliment, Si. Means a lot.
No, listen, I saw them covers. They were really good. Really, really good.
Cheers, Chris. Thanks for coming in. You watch Shabby will dye his hair for fight.
Yeah, why don't you, Mark, then? Why don't you just dye it for fight? You know you want to do it. He's been brought up.
There's another thing, too.
Where do you think you're going to, like, take 10 years off with a bottle of hair dye? Where does this happen, kid? At 49? You know, you'll be walking. Remember that guy on Eurotrash? He said, the medallion guy and everything, but he's like dead old, but still old. You'd be like that guy. Why would you want to be that guy?
He said he was 27 in my live episode. Yeah, but you see, what? He's aged 5 years. Yeah, 5 years. 5 years I've aged, yeah. Well done. Way to go. Cheers, Mum. I appreciate it. And thanks to our sign, thanks to Matt, and thanks to Tez. And thanks to everybody else that comes on the channel and has made it what it is.
Thanks to everyone.
I'm made up. Hi, Ethan. Oh, cheers, mate. Yeah, I'm not listening to you, Dad. Cheers, pal. That's awesome. Shabby, dye your hair. I don't dye my hair.
Yeah, dye it pink. I dare you. You'd be like Stu's tattoo when he gets his tattoo done.
Wet perm. Oh, this is awesome. Shabby, in case you missed it, I think you've hit 1K. You should dress up as Gem and dance. Simon's already done the picture of it. Simon's already made me his Gem in the picture. Hi, Chris. Nice to see you.
Hi, Chris.
We have another Guppy on. We have another Gups. Yeah, Gups 2. We'll call him Gups Junior. How about that? Really. So yeah, Chris has come in. So that's it. Unless anyone has anything else to say, anyone wants to ask a question. And cheers, Ian. Thanks, pal. It means a lot. It really does. I had Dave's dimension. And thank you all. We've had over 70 practically all night. And it's been brilliant. Yeah, I just wanted to do it. And it's like I said, and I know I'm going on, so I apologize. I don't want you all thinking, Jesus, he bloody goes on this lad, doesn't he? But I wanted to share it all with you because you are all part of my channel. All of you are. All of you. You know, you're all more than welcome on here. Well, means I will practically get to all of you when it comes to Tub Thumpers. Majority of you have all been on ZSR, and it's important. I think it's important when you have something to say about your channel or you have something on your mind about it, to share it with the people that watch it. You know what I mean? Yeah. I am an interactive YouTuber. I enjoy talking to you. I enjoy it. This is what my YouTube thing's all about, you know. Go on, Shabby. You know you went through
those Jays.
If we help Shabby, I'm not going to dye my hair pink, Steve. That's not happening.
No, there's a poor sod on here. He's getting a tattoo of a little pony because of his face to what he's done. And all these fans of yours, they want to see pink hair. That's what we'll see on Wednesday. Bright pink. Jen will be over the moon.
Well, you just made a point right there. That's a good point. Look at Stu, a small YouTuber like me, sets up a live stream for 24 and it hits nearly £10,000. That's just ridiculous. Unbelievable. In 24 hours off this lot. Of everybody.
Listen, it's the third time Stu's done it. He does a fantastic job every time. Do you know what I mean? And I was gobsmacked that he'd almost doubled last year's total. Well done to everybody involved in that. Do you know what I mean? Georgie does a great job. The two lads up and down the country did a great job. And Stu did a fantastic job. Let's not take credit. Do you know what I mean? I'm on here for 2 hours with you. I feel like falling asleep. So never mind 24 hours on my own. Do you know what I mean? It would be like, how do you do it?
Exactly.
Could you do it,
Congratulations.
Mark? 24
Look,
hours, could you do
no,
it?
I couldn't do it 20 minutes.
No chance. So every credit
No
for doing that.
chance. And no chance. You know, but this is my point, Si. You know, it's funny because I've never. I always do when when I received a gift or whatever. I always make a video of that, and I'll continue to always open and do stuff because I like the reaction of me doing it. But I never considered anything like this, and I suppose Stu and Georgie never did either. When they started that 24-hour stream, they never once was, and I know they wouldn't. They never once thought, "Oh yeah, we'll hit 10 grand this year." No chance. But that just goes to show, doesn't it, that when people like us and the ZSR lads and Stu turn around and call it a community, we genuinely mean it. This is what it's all about for us. You know what I mean? So congratulations, you and Si, two awesome blokes, and the chat are wonderful people.
Cheers, Scott.
Well, I'm glad you've been smiling for 2 hours because I was scared. Because I thought, oh, I don't want it to come across like I'm moaning, because I'm not moaning. You know what I mean? I didn't want it to come across like, oh, Shabby's pissed off, and he's not at all. I love doing what I do. I just wanted to share it with you lot. Like we haven't gone anywhere. Do you know what I mean? Tie your hair bright green, Shabby. Oh, cheers. You lads are flipping awesome. All of you. Big up, Shabs. We will celebrate. Yeah, we will. We'll all celebrate at Joe Fest. I'm a big part of your channel. Can I veto Si's magic? His art is insane, but his magic is unbelievable.
Don't be jealous.
Si.
Some of us can wield the power of the universe. Some of us can't. I understand.
Cheers, Kieran. Yeah, you've got to give her credit, man. My mum's up. Well, some of these lads have met Anne-Marie. She's awesome. Are you going to Echo? Yeah, are you doing Echo this Saturday, Simon? Are you going?
I sure am. I'll be there Friday night, meeting up with a few of them. There'll be a few of us there. Me, Martin, Connor, DTM, a few others. I think Keith's coming.
Well, are you sure you want to go? Because Easton's having a party while his dad's away, so you can go around to Easton's.
I'm going out to Ethan's house then. Big Boom Boom Street. That's where I'm going.
Should have wrote that, Ethan. Everyone's like, well, Cups and Emma aren't in. Party at Ethan's.
That's where I'm going instead.
There you go. Oh, he's taking his own pillowcase. Oh, nice one. Steve, you are going. Brilliant. I'm really happy you're going. That's awesome, man. Come and say hello on Saturday. Yeah, definitely. Especially for me, because like I said, the majority of my people are all English. And so I love looking at your pictures when you go to these conventions and everyone. Most of you have been in one of the size galleries. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, that'd be awesome. I remember Delvian saying it. Delvian just recently went to one, didn't he? He met you all and Keith did. And I love that. I love that to pieces. But that's, again, what makes me proud, Si. Because I know the lads that we hang around with and I know the lads that we talk to. So when I know that somebody meets somebody else, yeah, they're going to have a good time. It's going to be awesome. It is a priceless community. It really, really is. You might say something different when you see gallery on Wednesday, though. Real pictures.
Yeah, I'm a bit of help there, kid.
For 4 years, you weren't even moving on subs. That would really, it just weird. Just for the past year, it just didn't do anything. Just stagnated. And then, and like I say, and I just wanted to talk to you lot to say what could I do about it? You know what I mean? But obviously you lot did it for me. So wow. Yeah, well, I appreciate that. Honestly, Steve. Oh yeah. Oh, I'd love to. You can come here. North Carolina sunshine.
Vanilla cigars. I'll be having.
No, you're not. Think you've taken too many of those blue pills, G4. Yeah, I will. Si does it last time. I remember Si did it. He was outside with the Red 5 lads and Only One and everybody and Bosk, and he was like saying hello to me.
I'll do it again. I might do it this week. We'll be there the Friday night, so we might just do a surprise pop on ZSR if you're doing it Friday. Yeah.
Well, they are. I'm going to leave it right there because I've talked.
See Delby on Friday. Yeah, I'll be there Friday.
So I just want to say to especially to Si, Matt and Tez, thank you so much for helping me out these past 5 years. But most of all, thanks you lot. If it wasn't for you lot, do you know what I mean? I don't know what I'd do. I've loved it. I've loved every minute of it, and long may it continue another 5 years. And anything to say, Si? Before I'm overwhelmed, mate. To be honest.
Well, it's just when it comes to you, it's just like helping an old fella up the stairs, isn't it? And stuff. That's all it is. You know what I mean? Sometimes these old fellas need an help out of the chair and stuff, don't they? That's all it is.
Yeah.
When you mentioned it to me today, that's what I said to you. When you mentioned it to me today, I thought that is a bit strange, that. But then I saw the sense of my own actions on YouTube. How do I do? What do I do? What am I surprised at? So when we said tonight, I said, I bet you 10 quid would at least get 10 more subs tonight. I'm quite shocked that you've already hit that 1,000 tonight by what we did. But again, you give to us, we give back to you. And whoever wins this artwork, I'm telling you, you're going to win some nice artwork. Whatever you want.
So yeah, everyone's been dead nice saying congratulations. Yeah, and it's a win for us all, like I say, because I'll carry on doing this until you all you're all sick to death of me. So you all like, oh, can't be arsed with him.
Two subs being you.
And I will keep my promise. Every video we make will always be a laugh and a joke, and it'll always be welcoming. Every live stream we do. Yeah. All right. You keep.
I have
keep
got
on
something
I
to
will,
say.
mate.
I actually have got something to say. When I go to Star Wars Echo at weekend, I've got 10 Star Wars prints, only 10. So the first people I see, and this won't be at the night before because that's a bit unfair. So if any of you lot are going to Echo, first 10 people I see will get one of these exclusive Star Wars prints of Manga Fandango. So I'm taking 10 of them with me.
So
So
your
I'm
own
not doing
artwork.
favoritism, Ray. Yeah, it's a custom piece of Star Wars that I've done. So I'm not doing any favoritisms or anything. First 10 people I see will get one.
Oh, awesome. So they are. So you go to Si, Echo, first 10 people to go up to him and get free artwork. That's awesome, Si. That's brilliant. Shabby's one of the most. I'll always will be, mate. And I do. It's over. It's like I said. Every time one of you talks about my hair, my buck teeth, because I've got. My wife turned around once and said I had horse teeth, and that went on for ages. My long hair, the fact that I laugh at. I laugh at it all. It takes a lot for me to lose my teeth.
I don't know why I'm laughing. I've got the same face. You're going horse teeth, and I'm laughing along, going, hang on a minute.
This always makes me laugh. Me and you'll sit here
identical,
and I get all the shit.
Well,
it was in that one time that went, Si looks like George Clooney and Shabby looks like George Formby. I was like, charming.
Well, there's nothing wrong with brushing your hair, when you're talking to live people and looking a bit smarter and having a clean top on and stuff. And nothing wrong with that, Mark.
This'll do. When she sent me that coaster, I was made up. And her dad, when he sent that, because it started, I was made up. I was made up. Are you early birding it, Si?
No, I'll have to have me breakfast and stroll in about 10 o'clock with Connor and DTM. I'm not one for early birds.
Yeah. There you go. First people to kick Zion and chicken nuggets.
First 10 people I see on the day, I will got a Star Wars print off me.
Wonder what was going on. Kept saying 965 subs Shabby's not even been drinking, needed to update. Sorry. Well, cheers. All right. Well, listen, we're gonna go. Thank you all. Thank you. I think if I'm quiet and I don't know what to say, it means I've been hit by this. So I really, really, really appreciate all of you. So I really do. Yeah. Shabby and Si looks like the before and after that Simon just said tonight, Matthew, I'm going to be charming. All right. We'll see you all Wednesday with Chris Mera on Tub Thumpers. All right. Thank you all so much. See you soon.